And the first Sunday in October, boy, was very dark and very bleak. The Browns lost. Watson might be out longer than what we once thought. And sadly, Terry Francona's career comes to an end. It ended on a Bo Naylor strikeout. He ends with 921 victories, 757 losses, but he had a great career. In 16, he almost took the team to the World Series, as we all know. And in 17, 22-game winning streak, and won the second most games ever by a Tribe team, 102 in 17. Incredible accomplishments for him. We'll do more on the Guardians all week. I'm going to do some shows on it. But it's really about Francona. I will never forget his 2016 run. I was at Game 1 with the Red Sox. Super sad. Super sad. Stefanski sucks. Let's not waste the air on him today. Francona in Game 1, the Indians were hanging on to a one-run lead, and he put in Andrew Miller in 16. And I remember saying to myself, I was at the game, top of the fifth. I was like, gosh, why would he put Andrew Miller in that spot? Miller promptly gave up a double and a walk, but he ended up getting out of the inning with a David Ortiz strikeout, and then he went on to go on a tear throughout the playoffs. And today, Francona is still lauded for that move. That's just part of the genius of Terry Francona. 16 was great. Big shoes. Rob and Ann, I think impossible shoes. This is like, for us in Cleveland, this is like replacing, for the Guardians / Indians, I think he's the best manager of all time. I really do. I've looked at all the stats. I looked at all the records. You can maybe argue Tris Speaker, but I think it's actually Francona. Straw would have to be traded, so I don't think it's a given Straw will be gone. I don't know about that. I will say this. I think Bieber's gone. I think there's going to be some other changes made. And I think shortstop is going to be a tricky thing next year. Freeman showed some things late in the year. I think Rocchio can hit, just can't glove. It's going to be interesting to see what the Guardians do at shortstop. It's a big change, though. Huge change. In a critical time to have a big manager, you have a lot of young players. And young players who are talented, along with an old veteran Ramirez. Again, I mentioned the name Benji Gill. For people who don't know, Benji Gill's managing. He managed the Mexico team in the World Cup and did a great job. He's managed it for a while in the Mexican Pro League. And I actually like the idea of that because of the Latin players that are on the Guardians team. I think that would fit in well with the team. I think we'll get a right-handed home run hitter. Gosh, Michael, I hope so. Horrible job by the coaches today. Just terrible, Andrew. Stefanski is not... I'm sorry. Stefanski's not a good coach. Sorry. He's a good game planner at times, but even today's play calling was awful. Browns just killed the home mood, yes. Favorite part of Francona's era? The 2000... I mentioned a 2016 Game 1 Red Sox. That was a big moment. I think that moment with Andrew Miller was a huge moment for all of us. I also thought last year's run when SpongeBob hit the walk-off against the Rays, walk-off against the Yankees, all really good moments. They need to bring an established manager. Yeah, I guess I mentioned Benji Gill. I don't know. If Sandy wants it, I'm sure they'd give it to him. Yeah, that's terrible news about Tim Wakefield, who passed away today. Miggy got a great send-off and is well-deserved. Of course, Miggy Cabrera is an HOF, Hall of Famer, no doubt. Offensive game plan for the rookie was atrocious. John Potter, I love you, and that was exactly correct. Terrible. It's like he had no game plan for DTR. If you know your starting quarterback is a torn rotator cuff, not torn rotator cuff, that's not right. But if he's got a rotator cuff problem, you know Deshaun Watson's not going to play. Doing same things. Happy Sunday. Lindor falling on his first hit. That was a good one too. That's a good one too. I'll tell you something that was more of a not funny moment at the time, but funny now, was when Trevor Bauer threw the ball in center field and Francona ran after him. Brantley's 200 hit season. That was a big moment. That was another big moment. The Jason Giambi walk-off against the White Sox. And that was in 2013. That was a cool moment. Jason Giambi's. Yes, I agree with you, Cato. Thanks for the season of post-game recast, dude. Harrow, anytime. I'll be here all year long for the Cavs and Browns, too. And Buckeyes football. 1st and 10 on the 19. And then it's... Oh, I know. It is so terrible what Stefanski did today. So terrible. Harrow, thank you very much for your kind comments. Yeah, it was terrible. So terrible today. So terrible. Just terrible. I don't know what to say about Stefanski. Sad about Francona'S career coming to an end, though. Yes, I agree, Braden, and they should have kept Josh Dobbs. That little draft pick looks worse and worse and worse and worse. As Baltimore laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed all over us, which is awful. 3 walk-offs against the Mariners, that was fun. Fire Kevin. Says Sego, my Sego. Sad that Francona'S career comes to an end. Naquin's walk-off against the Blue Jays was a lot of fun. That's a good one. That's a really good memory. That's a really good memory. That's a really good memory, actually. Naquin's walk-off. I mentioned Giambi's home run in 2013 when the Indians made that miracle run to play the one-game playoff. There you go. Sad for Francona. We will do more on Francona throughout the week. Rajay Davis, of course. 2-run home run. Lonnie Chisenhall's home run in Game 2 was a big one for Francona. That was a great moment. SpongeBob last year in the playoffs was great stuff. 22-game winning streak. I mentioned at the top. Marston was wonderful. Could be worse. Always could be the Bengals. Boy, those poor kitty cats. The kitty cats got spanked. Have a good night. Sad for Francona. We'll be doing more on Francona throughout the week. Guardians season ends in a loss. Bo Naylor ends the season on a strikeout. Hopefully better days to come for our guards. Big off season. What to do with Shane Bieber. What to do with manager. The Browns took a nap. Cavs start practicing tomorrow.